foam roller sequence is great as a cool down. You can also use it as a warm up, but I really like to cool down on the foam roller. You have access to one. So you're gonna sit on one end, walk yourself down so that your full spine is supported from your tailbone to your head. And first, just take a couple of breaths. All right, if you've just done a lot of work, you're just gonna take a few breaths and relax. And then we start with some arm circles. I'm going to take the arms into some nice big arm circles. Now the arm circles will be different sizes depending on what you've done, how warmed up you are, what you did yesterday, all those kinds of things. So your goal is to try to create the biggest possible circle you can without going into the range of pain. And what you'll find frequently is that the circles will get bigger as you go because your joints are getting a little bit warmed up. If you've just done a workout, you may find that these feel really great just right from the start, right? And then reverse, do some in the opposite direction. You, of course, can do more or fewer of these depending on how much time you have. We're going to bring the arms up toward the ceiling and glide the shoulder blades forward and back. So the shoulder blades are moving forward on the rib cage, the arms go up toward the ceiling, and then they squeeze down onto the roller. So you're trying to avoid any kind of lift here, right? It's just a really nice forward and back glide on the ribs. And then we're going to take this movement into a circle. So the arms still stay reaching up, and you're going to circle the shoulder blades. Now in all the directions. So they go forward on the ribs, up toward the ears, back down toward the roller, down towards your hips, and then back up again. And the arms are staying extended. You don't have to worry about locking them out or anything, but they're not bending. And then reverse. Circling it around, getting as much movement as you can. That's the beauty of doing it on the foam roller. You can do this whole sequence on the floor, no big deal if you don't have a foam roller. Or you can roll up a blanket or a large towel to give you a little bit of lift under your spine. All right, and then drop it back out to the open. I like to do a little roll back and forth here. Just a little bit of this, side to side, opening up one side of the chest at a time, getting a little massage on the inside of the shoulder blades. All right, and then I'm going to roll off. So I'm going to go ahead and roll off to one side. I'm going to swing the roller around so it's behind my knees, and I'm going to put my hips up in a bridge and bring the roller underneath. So the goal here is for the roller to support your pelvis, to be right under that sacrum, the triangular bone at the back of your pelvis, so that when you lift your legs up, it feels really secure and solid. Your goal with the spine is to keep it in a relatively neutral position here as we move through this next little sequence. We're going to take the arms straight up to our legs, not arms. Take the legs straight up toward the ceiling, and we're going to point and flex the feet. So as you're doing this, really make sure, right, that you're moving through the foot as much as you can, right? So it's not just like a flap of the foot. You're trying to really work through it. So you're moving through the heel, the midfoot, the ball, the toes, right? I skipped the arch. The arch is in there too. Toes, ball, arch, midfoot, heel, right? So you're getting as much movement through your foot as possible, all those little movements. And then taking it into some ankle circles. And I'm working in the ankle circles to keep my knees facing me so that I'm not getting the motion by rotating my legs. Take it in the opposite direction for a few. And then a little bit of internal and external rotation. So I'm just going to turn my thigh bones in, turn my thigh bones out. I'm leaving my feet relatively neutral. This isn't about how far my feet go, it's about how much these bones move, your femurs, right? You rotate it in, you rotate it out. A few times. And you're going to take it into a scissor. So drop one leg back toward you. And what you want to do is use these hip flexors to pull the leg back toward you. And then if you want to give yourself an extra little pull with your hand, you can, right? But you want the muscles and then your hand. Hip muscles, and then your hand. So you're working on getting those muscles functioning the way they're supposed to. And then giving yourself a little extra stretch. All right. And then I'm going to talk you guys through helicopter. A lot of you guys already know this, but helicopter. You're going to scissor once, twice, and then flex the feet, take them out to the side, and have them switch places. All right. We scissor twice so that we start at a different position and go the opposite direction. Right. Scissor, scissor, helicopter. Scissor, scissor, helicopter. Scissor, scissor, helicopter, scissor, scissor, helicopter, all right? And then I'm gonna go ahead and anchor this left leg in. If the roller has moved at all, now's the time to kind of shift and get comfortable again. Anchor my left leg in, reach my right leg up, and then draw an arc out across the room. I'm really shooting a lot of energy out of this leg. I'm reaching it out as far as I can. Reach, 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 reach. I'm gonna take an inhale and exhale, let it drop. Right? Knee bends, heel hits the floor, whatever you need to, however far you need to bend your knee to get your heel to hit the floor. You just want it to be completely relaxed, right? And as you do that, you'll start to feel the hip flexors opening up just a little bit, right? And as it starts to open up more in this position, you can sort of inch your heel away from you a little bit to increase the stretch, right? The purpose of this leg being here is that we're anchoring the pelvis in place so that you get the best possible stretch. And then you can also take right leg, right arm, reach that arm up, and then really imagine somebody pulling your right wrist and your right ankle apart so that you're creating a whole lot of space in the side of your body. And really thinking about creating some space right in here, right between the ribs and the pelvis. And you can hold this as long as it feels comfortable. I would say at least 30 seconds on a stretch like this so that your nervous system has a chance to get used to it. All right, continuing to breathe. And then when you feel like you've had enough stretch, you're gonna leave this leg alone, right? This leg is all stretched out. You don't wanna suddenly be jerking it up. I'm gonna use this leg. I'm gonna go ahead and drop this leg down, and then I'm gonna push through this leg to bring this leg up to meet it. And then this leg comes in. This leg goes up. I'm reaching it out, really reaching, lots of energy moving out like you're trying to reach out and touch something, and then take an inhale and exhale, drop. I don't know why I always do that horse noise when I drop my leg in this one, but I do. So drop that down, let that leg be super heavy. Sometimes you give a little wiggle, make sure it's released. And then as you start to feel a little bit of release in the hip, you can just kind of walk your heel out a little. And release is a funny word, right? What does that even mean? Like, it might just feel like those muscles soften a little bit, or things just get a little more comfortable. Like that's what that means. And then you can also take the arm and reach it up and create a very long left side of your body, as if somebody were pulling on your left wrist and your left ankle. And breathe. And then drop your foot, lift up, come off that roller, and you're done.